Alright, here we are. Hello everybody, I hope I'm audible right now, and we are back to work on the same project. Well, the thing is that I'm trying to just add as many features as possible and then move to the another one. It's easy to just simply make a lot of small projects, but it's better to just simply keep working on the single one so that at the end of the day the learning is of course going on, but we will get something significant out of that, right? So that's why I just simply keep working on the same thing on a daily basis. As for right now, is everything okay? Coming back to this one, hopefully the network problem is not here, and when everything's clear, up and running, I'm just simply gonna continue. Yeah. So as usual, this network is dropping. If it keeps dropping again and again, then these are the to-dos that we have to follow or just complete. Don't worry, as for the network issue, I already have the solution, so no problem as such. So in here, the first thing, let me do one thing here, that is inside environment variables. Over here, I don't have the access key and access seated, so let me create a temporary one. After that, I'm gonna be deleting that. So coming back to this, I need to go to IAM. This should actually be Mumbai. Just a minute, let me spin up this as well. Barrier, what is the IP address? That is the same, right? So let me start it from here, and it needs to be started as well, and yeah, it is working. Alrighty, let's continue. Why is this taking time? Okay, let me on the track. Alrighty, it came back, and hopefully it will be like this. Let's continue. So what I have to do, users, unstoppable the coder. In here I have to just simply create a key, that's gonna be access key. So let's simply click on this command line. I understand. Next, description is gonna be what? It's gonna be Google Meet or Meet uploads files. Upload files. Let's simply create a key. Once we have it, let me copy this thing, paste it over here. Let me copy this thing, paste it over here. Done. And come back here. Done. I'm gonna be deleting it even at the end, so we don't really need to worry about it whether it gets exposed or not. So this is done. That simply means it should be working, and as it starts working, let's simply focus on the other to-dos that we have here. It will not work. Docker process status, will Docker is not running. I cannot even start Docker, so Docker desktop is start. It will not be started. Yeah, virtualization support, KVM is not enabled, so let me enable KVM. So in that case, let me stop it. Can't I stop it? Alrighty, so for enabling KVM, sudo prob mode. What was the command for enabling this? I forgot. Probably this was the one, KVM AMD. This is not the command, so promote. Let me do one thing. I kept it here only, right? So introduction, virtual machine setup. Where have I kept the command? That is mod probe. Okay. So mod probe enter. It should be enabled. So for checking that, ls mod grep. How can I even check that? I'm learning about Linux commands nowadays and even forgetting a lot of them. Never mind, I have them saved here. So ls mod grep kvm. Okay, fine. So ls mod grep, I'm gonna be filtering kvm. So if I just write simple ls mod, so it's gonna be giving me these, and then Out of these I have to know more about kvm, so ls mod grep, that's gonna be kvm. I have it here, kvm amd, sort of like this. Okay, once we have it, and after that what do we have to do? The next thing is docker desktop start. It should be just simply starting that. Oh yeah, it has started. So once this has started, then the next thing is gonna be docker process status. Docker start, I'm gonna be starting MongoDB because MongoDB is gonna be running. So everything is done. And even I'm gonna be talking about this Linux commands and all. I'm learning them. I'm even noting them down. So probably after this, for 2 hours, we are gonna be working on this. Then we are gonna be discussing about the Linux commands and all. So let's see how it's gonna be going on. When the user sends a request to join, issue a page that shows that after host has allowed. This is something that we have to focus on. Okay. And is host meeting info can be true or false? Is host to the meeting? Add is host to the meeting info can be true or false. Okay, that's fine. These are the things that we have to work on. But before that, let me see if everything's running well or not. Okay, so this much is done. And once we have gone through these to-dos, then we have to focus on the not deployment part. Better auth. We will try to implement it as much as possible. But before that, let me do one more thing here. Eraser. We will have to mind map a few things because we have to change a little bit here, like the logic that we have, that is not as per the what features that we want. So I think it's gonna be taking the compile time and all, but okay, it should be done quite quick. Coming back to this one, web dev DevOps quick through for it. So web dev DevOps quick go through. This is something we will be focusing on today in the evening. Even Rust talk, we are gonna be working on this. So there are two things. Rust, we will be talking about it in the evening. So Rust talk and DevOps. These are the two things that we are gonna be going through. Not right now, but of course in the evening for sure. So let me keep it aside and let me see whether it works right now or not. Sign in. Today I have to sign in with the previous account, right? Yeah. So let's see, user signed in successfully. These are the meetings that I have attended so far. Pretty crazy. And what am I gonna be doing? I can even add a filter over here. There can be a number of things that can be done, but overall this is what we wanted. And if I click on this new meeting, so let's see the meeting starts the right way or not. Initially when it runs for the first time, it does not work. So the second time it does work. So I have to figure it out exactly what's the reason. When I'm starting the meeting, is there something that we are doing? Reload meeting. Of course we have to refresh the page to see the meeting, the current one. We are not getting the meeting info. That simply means meeting is not getting saved. Okay, probably in action.ts history we are even logging this. Control Z bottom. And what is this? VIP meeting 1 second, VIP meeting 2 seconds. It turns out we are actually logging a lot of things, and we have to stop doing that. Alrighty, whenever the right time comes, I'm gonna be removing the logs and all. As for the logs, I must be using them quite a lot of times. Okay, coming back to this one. The first thing is that this particular issue that I'm facing, like whenever I'm clicking on start meeting, at that time what is happening? Send asked connect. This particular event is being sent, but on the backend side I'm not getting that for some reason. Probably because the WebSocket connection is not established though. but by that time when I send it, the WebSocket connection is already established. So in that case, this should not be problematic thing, but I am getting this error. Alrighty, so ultimately apps, web, not web, app, meeting, page.36. The problem is somewhere here, that earlier I wasn't getting this error, right now I'm getting that. So set WebSocket connection, and inside signaling.ts on open, connection established successfully, and then simply sending this particular message, and sent us to connect. This particular event got sent, but the issue is that on the WebSocket server side, this event is not getting triggered. So that's the thing, and the question is, why is this happening? And the reason could be what? Let me have it here and see whether this gets reload. If I reload the page, it will definitely work, so there's no doubt in that, but this reloading should not be needed. Yeah, now you became the host in the sense, if there is this crown, then of course it worked this time, but this is not what we want. Let me start the meeting again. It works. Probably I need to restart everything, refresh the page. Hopefully during the production it will be resolved. Even earlier I wasn't getting this. Initially it was working in only in one go, then I started facing this issue. And now it is not happening. Never mind, as for this thing I need to figure it out something or the other regarding this, but that can happen later as well. As for right now, it is getting connected. Once it is getting connected, so I have to see chat fetched successfully. That's great. Meeting info, has that been saved? For that thing I need to come here. Meetings, let me delete everything so that I can actually check the things that are being saved right now. All of them are gonna be deleted. Refresh it, and right now let me end the meeting, join the meeting again. Here I am in the meeting, and this does not work this time too. This is not working. Send task to connect. This is definitely being sent. The WebSocket connection is also established though. On the backend side something is missing. The problem is not on the front end side. Server.ts, invalid process labels, these are the things. So are we actually getting some kind of message or some kind of error here? CLG message, CIVED message received. Wanna try this thing out. It worked this time, but it does not mean that it's gonna be working all the time. At least right now it is definitely working. It works sometimes, it does not work sometimes. That's what is bothering me. By the way, on the backend side, what am I doing whenever I get that? So message received, I get it here, And what could be problematic here on the backend side? The socket connection gets established and then params awaiting some authorizing the user. This should not really be taking a lot of time, but this happens when the socket connection gets established. And then earlier what I was doing, I was checking authenticating the user after getting the message. Right now I'm authenticating the user before getting the message, so by the time I send the message, probably it is just busy in this await. Probably this is the reason that what is happening. WebSocket connection is getting connected. When WebSocket connection gets connected, this is probably still authenticating. As this is still authenticating, so whenever I send the message, because this await is here just working, busy just processing the stuff, so whenever I get the message, this message is not received over here, hence I don't get the right response probably. So what am I supposed to be doing? Connections, connection ID, that's fine. This session related info that I have here, let me do one thing. Let me try to keep it inside a message, so whenever I'm gonna be getting any kind of message, at that time I'm gonna be verifying to and let's see what's gonna happen. First of all, I have the headers over here. Using the headers, I verified it and then just simply passed. So the thing is that now whenever I'm sending the message, it is getting verified. Let's see. So the verification will happen again and again, but I think because of this thing the problem should be resolved. Starting. Compiling the dashboard. Alrighty, this thing is done. Let me check this thing out. 2 meetings we have here, and it worked sort of. That was the problem. And let me take ask the AI over here, which one is a better way. I think that is the problem. The problem is that from the front end, the thing is that from the front end side, I'm sending the event. On the back end side, the event is not being received. That simply means backend is busy processing something. Is this the right way? Because I am authenticating the user inside message block whenever I'm getting a message. And the reason I'm doing it, because if I don't authenticate the user inside the message, so whenever the new WebSocket connection gets connected, so at that time my server, WebSocket server, gets busy processing, I mean checking whether the user is authenticated or not. And whenever the connection is ready, so on open, I'm even sending an event. So what happens sometimes, not all the time, that when that event comes, is sent to the backend WebSocket server, so WebSocket server is busy even checking whether the user is authenticated or not. It just happens rarely, but it does happen. So because of that thing, it doesn't receive the event. So is it good to just simply authenticate the user inside message? Whenever I'm just gonna be getting the message, I'm gonna be authenticating the user, or there's another better way? Here we are. Short answer, no, this is not the best approach. Authenticating on every message works, but it's insufficient and can cause performance, process, confusion issues and all. Problem in your current approach right now, you are adding, you are doing this, right? That means every message DB API call, extra latency, every calls. Yeah, that's right. So yes, your intuition is correct, but the solution is not ideal. Best practice is industry authenticate once at connection time, not every time message flow connects. If there is no toggle than this, then it is just simply asking me to attach the session here. Then inside the message, if I don't have the session, just like this, no need to. That is good. Why? I'm authenticating, but okay, that's not that much good as either. It is just simply asking me to do this. So whatever code I had earlier, let's continue with that. This much, it is just asking me one thing, that inside WebSocket dot session. So by the way, WebSocket is gonna be any type, so WebSocket as any, so that it doesn't from any type either, dot session, and that session is gonna be equals to session here. Once I have the session, so I'm gonna be checking whether the user is WebSocket has the session or not. So WebSocket const session is gonna be equals to WebSocket dot session, just like this. What is the problem here? It is asking me to use JWT token, but that's not what we want to do. So as any, of course, I will have to override the type for this as any, and once if I don't have the session, in that case the same error is gonna be logged over here. So ultimately the error that I have here, the same is gonna be passed down here as well. Alrighty, so this is the thing. First of all, I'm using better auth here, and because of that thing I don't have any another option except using a session token, and that's what I'm passing over here. And the another thing is that if I use this particular method, I'm even gonna be sharing the code. So the thing is that whenever the connection gets established, if at the connection establishing time, if I get any message, so ultimately my server would be busy checking authenticating the user. That simply means my server would not be able to accept the event or the message that I'm gonna be sending from the front end side whenever the connection gets established. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this is what I've been facing. Let's see. Yeah. You are very close, but there's one misunderstanding causing this confusion. Core misunderstanding. You said if server is busy authenticating during connection, it won't receive the message. This is not how WebSocket and Node.js works. Reality: messages sent by client are buffered internally. They are not lost just because the connection handler is async. The message event will fire only after your handler yields back to event loop. So the message are not dropped because of authenticating. They are just processed slightly later. Then why are you seeing missing events? Your issue is real, but the region is different. The actual problem is you are registering WebSocket on after await. Yeah, so what happens here? Timeline: client connects, server enters connection handler, server hits await. Meanwhile, client sends message, but WebSocket on message is not attached yet. That message is lost. Okay, this is your real bug. Not server busy. Okay, event listeners was not attached yet, so correct fix can be now async auth non-blocking for listener. So what is this actually doing here? WebSocket on is gonna be at the top first of all, so let's keep it at the top. I will handle everything, and I will create self-calling. Yeah, what is this function name? Yeah, self-calling function. This particular function just simply calls itself, but there is a name for it. I forgotten. I immediately invoke the functions. Yeah, so they are the immediately invoked functions here, and as for the creating headers and all, I'm gonna be getting everything done inside this authenticator. Let's see whether it's gonna be working. So what it is actually, the main problem was this, that this await was blocking the request, and for that thing I'm gonna be just simply cutting it from here. It's gonna be at the end, probably here, and I'm gonna be using the immediately invoked functions over here, just like this. And here I will have async. This function will be invoked automatically, and sort of like this. And here I will have my main logic, whatever the logic I had, and this is how it should be going ahead. So let's see whether it works. Okay, So if it actually gets resolved, that's gonna be the best thing ever. WebSocket server asked to connect, got the event. Coming back to this one, it works. If I just simply end the meeting, join the meeting again, still works. End the meeting. By the way, I have ended the meeting many times. So if I reload it, I'm gonna be getting these. Even the meeting is not being saved the right way. It turns out that reload the page to see. That simply means the timing is not being saved in the meeting. So even this is what I have to fix. I think the time is really small. I mean, there's no time at all. No time found. That could be a better way. So let me delete everything. 4 documents are gonna be deleted. Reload the page. There's nothing. Let me create a new meeting. Here we are. It directly works. So such a good thing. This has been the major problem, and this has been resolved. And the reason was simple. That await was just simply kind of making the process stuck. The message was not getting attached to the WebSocket and all message event, and that is why I was not getting any event. By the way, once this is done, let me spin up Iron webcam just for the testing purpose. Reload the page one more time. Yeah, still not facing that issue. Such a good thing. And sort of we have a camera right now too. What is the next thing that we have to do? The next thing is that we have to check whether the user information is actually getting saved or not. So refresh it. User information is getting saved, and if I end the meeting right now, so here we have the meeting. Reload the page to see the info, and yeah, it does work. Like I was in the meeting for 50 seconds or something. Okay, let me join the meeting again, and let me ask another. Oh, I'm still facing this. Send us to connect. Session doesn't exist, but which one? Definitely the message one. So if I'm authenticating the user here, that is the problem. Session doesn't exist. So this is what causing the issue. That's right. I'm not gonna be authenticating the user here, because ultimately the user is definitely gonna be authenticated. So I'm gonna be keeping it like this. Not here. Yeah, inside the message. If I'm authenticating the user, just a minute, give me. Okay, by the way, if I'm authenticating the user here, I mean checking the session and all. So at that time, the problem. This is the problem ultimately. So I'm gonna be removing it. Ultimately, what I want that whenever I send any message, at that time there should not be anything happening in between, so that I directly, the message directly gets kind of accepted here, and then I get the result. So let's see whether it's gonna be working as expected or not. Let me close this. The cooler is just simply running. Just a minute, give me a moment. Hopefully this is not that bad. I mean, though there is noise in the background, but this is not that bad either. Let me restart everything. Hopefully it's gonna be working fine. So wait and see. Yeah, it sort of worked. So by the way, I'm in the meeting right now. The info must have been saved or not. Let's see. Refresh it. So this was the previous one. This is the current meeting that I have. Even I got the end timing here directly. क्या कर रहे हो? Alrighty. So never mind. So this end timing is getting saved. So we have to just fix work on this particular thing. But before that, let me see if other things are working. Other things in the sense, the image related thing. So if I go to S3 over here, whether the images are actually getting stored in the S3, because I have changed the URL and also like recently. So I have to even see whether images are being stored over here. Not only that, whenever the meeting ends, the images should automatically be deleted. So it's like in the chat, from the chat all the images are being stored, and at the end they are being deleted as well. Coming back to this one, I think it will not work. Why? because do I have I have few images here, that's fine, but there is a reason that it will not work, because CloudFront doesn't have that particular certificate or something. Let me search CloudFront as well here. CloudFront. And the good thing is that because of the Wi-Fi we are not facing the network issues. Great. So coming back to this one. So this is the CloudFront that we have right now. The previous one has definitely been disabled. So let me delete this thing from here as well. And coming back to this one, there can be some problems here. Like meeting uploads coding the code to the website, it definitely has a certificate. It does have a certificate. Great. Is this the right one? Let me see. Because the last one I deleted and this is the new one that I have here. So this one I have, and route domains to CloudFront edit, and cancel. Let me see if I'm able to use this or not. For checking this, what can I do? For checking this, I can go to this particular URL. Cancel, bro. This is what we have to go. So Control C, Control V / logo.png. Yeah, it is working, so we don't really need to worry about it. Great. Okay, so this much we have done. That simply means it should be working. So coming back to this one, refresh it. We only have 3 of them right now. And if I try to send something, let me ask another participant to join the meeting to left, right, localhost 3000, just like this. Of course I'll have to probably sign in. So let me click on login. And what is the problem, bro? Probably somebody is trying to connect to something. Okay, so raj@gmail.com, password @234, sign in. I have to join the same meeting, so let me ask the user. Of course this particular person wants to join the meeting. Allow from here and allow from here as well. So they are allowed, they are in the meeting right now. Okay, I should be able to turn the camera on, but for some reason WebSocket connection is not established though. Everything is working, they are in the meeting, but there is a problem in the WebSocket connection. Sorry, WebRTC connection. Event answer this. Are they connected or not? Reload the page. The user should be joining again. Okay. Now the WebSocket connection is ready. Initially, why it did not work? Let me leave the meeting and gonna be joining the meeting again. So of course I have to allow from here. They are in the meeting right now. Yeah, it worked. Alrighty, so WebSocket connection is also established. What is the next thing that I have to do? The next thing is that chatting. Main thing is this, right? So 2 people when they are here. As for the chatting messages, they are gonna be like this, and we have to store the messages as well. So I hope I'm just simply storing the messages. Coming back to this one, meetings we have, and we are not really storing the messages here. So where are we storing the messages? Messages are actually being stored in the state. Meetings has this much, because if the user comes back again and joins the meeting again, I'm still able to see the messages. So probably I'm storing them in the memory state. There are high chances for this. By the way, coming back to this one, let me select some images. Select all of them. Why some? And this okay, slowly worked. And let me just simply send them. what will happen? Well, yeah, they are working fine over here. I can send the images from here as well, like just the images, and it is working. Alrighty, what is the next thing that we can do over here? The next thing is that whenever we end the meeting, at that time the images should be removed. uh, just a minute. So ultimately, if I see the images right now, these are the images that we have got because of the chat. And now if I end the meeting, especially let the host end the meeting right now. So this is the host, and especially on the host side only I'm getting this message. This is the normal user getting only leave or cancel. Host can actually end the meeting. So if I click on end, then what will happen? Both of them are redirected to the home page, dashboard page. The question is, do we still have the messages, meetings? I will have the meeting info, that is for sure. And chat is not getting saved in the database, that is the problem. And apart from this particular thing, how about the messages, the images, are they getting deleted? Images are not getting deleted. So the images that I had, they are also not getting deleted. So something is definitely up. We have to fix this thing anyhow. And I think these are the recent ones. That will delete all of them. So here we are. Delete. So the question is, first of all, we are not able to save the chats. Chats are not getting saved. And what is the reason behind it? Let's simply figure it out. So started a meeting. 2 people are there in the meeting. So when I ended the meeting, at that time I did not reset the state, probably this. So when I ended the meeting, on leaving the meeting the state got reset, that's great. But when I ended the meeting, components, video, end here. So whenever I handled end, at that time I'm not resetting the state, and that is the problematic thing. So what do I have to do? Reset meeting, media, reset chat. Ultimately I have to reset everything at that time. So once I have sent the message, I'm gonna be resetting everything here, and this should ideally be working now. End the meeting. Here we are. Come back here again, and we do face this issue. Like, from the front end side, I sent the event sent asked to connect. That simply means event got sent. I can even go to the network socket. Here we are. The request to the backend web socket, this got sent. This is the second request that got sent. Great. So it is definitely getting sent from here. The question is it getting received here? For that thing, of course, I'll have to check whether I'm getting the message or not. So server.ts clg message CEIVED. Let me stop everything, start it again, and see what's gonna be happening now. Alrighty, gotta check this thing out. Message received. I am getting the message. Once I received the message, so I am processing this handle asked to connect. So that simply means asked to connect. This should be triggered, but this is not getting triggered. So the message that I got, what is the data that message contains? Data pass the data message, going to stop it and start it again. So in that case, well, definitely this time it's gonna be working, and I should be getting my data over here. So ultimately data has the normal process asked to connect, it has the object, so it did have the value, and but sometimes it doesn't work, right? It worked this time, that doesn't mean it will be working again. Just a minute. Just like this time it did not work. As this did not work this time, what am I getting here? Label data, we are still getting the data over here. Great. That simply means we are receiving this here. Asked to connect is the event. So once we got this particular event over here, handle normal server process, which should be called, and CLG handling normal server process. Start it again. Okay. Oh, it got connected. That is something we don't want. So for that thing we will have to restart it again. No, it's getting connected again and again. In that case, what can I do to just simply get that result? Probably restarting it will work. I'm restarting it again and again. It is not working now. Probably let me just simply end the meeting, join the meeting again. It worked. Not getting the reason behind it. Turbo dev. Start a new meeting. It is already connected, yeah. Sometimes it is already connected, sometimes it is not. I have to figure out exactly when it's not connected what is happening, but it is definitely not getting disconnected. Nope. Already whenever it gets disconnected, at that time I'm gonna be logging the values and all, and let's see what's gonna be happening. As for right now, the next chat fetched successfully. Am I saving the chats or not? So send this saved chats to DB successfully. It is saying that chats got saved. Is that so? So if I refresh it, yeah, we are definitely, well, we are actually getting many of them. So let me delete all the chats. 6 chats were here. Chats were definitely getting saved. The thing is that chats are not getting deleted. And how could they be deleted? Yeah, right. We will have to write the logic for that as well. So chats are getting saved, great. And whenever the user is leaving the message, chat should not be deleted. Whenever the meeting itself is ending, at that time all the chats should be deleted. So all the chats for that particular meeting. So the end meeting, leave meeting, the logic should be somewhere here, the earlier one that I had. So whenever I'm ending the meeting, I had reset meeting. What is this doing? I had one more here, that is probably that's not being used. Handle leave meeting, remove chats and files. This is the one. So this only happens when a user leaves, right? So at that time I'm calling it with the current participant, remove chats and files. When a user leaves, do we have to do it right now? Even if the user is leaving, I don't have to remove the chats and all, nothing. When the meeting is actually getting ended, at that time I have to do it. So that should ideally be done here. Once the WebSocket message is sent, I'm gonna be removing the files and all, and at that time when the meeting has actually ended, current participant meeting, other participants, file names, file names in the sense, how am I getting the file names? Files dot for each, where is this files coming from? Chat dot files. So the chat that I'm actually getting, they have the files, and this is just the array containing all the file names. Fine. And whenever I'm ending the meeting, handle in the meeting, remove chats and files. I'm sending all the file names, other participants, and a meeting ID is being sent over here. That's fine. Let me see here. Once this is happening, other participants dot length greater than 0. This is what we don't have to check right now. If the host itself leaves the meeting, then host does not end the meeting, the host directly leaves the meeting, and then other participants are gonna be leaving the meeting one by one. That simply means meeting is never gonna be ended. So I have to apply the same logic in that particular section as well. By the way, if other participants dot length is greater than 0, then return from here. No, when I'm ending removing, so I should be just simply removing. I can apply this logic somewhere else. So chats await a chats collection, that's fine. Chats delete many, deleting all the chats with that particular ID, making a request to the S3 to just simply delete all the files and all, and this is how it should be working fine. And other participants, this is not quite needed, so I can just simply get rid of this. And meeting collection, participants, coming back to this one, I don't need to pass other participants, rather one thing I will be checking here. And what is that? When handling end meeting, at that time doesn't matter how many participants are there, meeting ended means meeting ended. One thing, same thing I need to do here as well. Control C, and probably here participants dot length, if that is less than 0, only then this should be running, or probably triple equals to 0 but less than 0. So other participants dot length, if that's equals to triple equals to 0, other participants that I have, and here other participants in the sense everybody except me. Yeah, so if other participants length is gonna be equals to 0, at that time I'm gonna be removing the chats and files. And at that time, what else should happen here? Router dashboard, pushing it to the dashboard page, or I can say even better, the meeting is going to be ended at that time. Handle meeting is only possible for the host, because I'm checking it on the backend side. If host left the meeting, host did not end the meeting, that simply means someone else will become the host if host is leaving the meeting. That's right. And okay, so if host is leaving the meeting, someone else will become the host. Once that person becomes the host, so if that person is leaving the meeting, so at that time that person must be the host as well, because that is the last participant. So I can just simply call this thing here. So instead of calling it like this, if other participants is like this, then handle meeting, I'm gonna be calling it here. What am I doing? If other participants length is equals to 0, so I'm gonna be calling this handle end meeting. So ultimately this particular function will automatically be called. The good thing is that the last participant that remained, that is nothing but the host, that will be the host automatically, that will be made the host, and as that is the host, the meeting will automatically be ended when that person clicks leave, if the other participants dot length is gonna be equals to 0. So this is how it's gonna be working, and let's see whether it works now or not. So here we are. Let me probably restart it, and once restarted, Well, this is something that we were waiting for. And let me check the logs. Handling normal server process, even asking to connect, but still it is like this. Send the event, asked to connect. What is the problem? Message received, asked to connect. That simply means I'm sending an event from here. So all these things are going well. So on the server side, I received the message. Let me get rid of this. Handle normal server process, this event worked. That simply means handle asked to connect, this event is also getting triggered. Then I'm getting the meeting. Once I got the meeting, is already checking whether that is already a participant or not on the backend side. Okay, is host, definitely that is host, that is what that's getting printed. And connections ID I got. Then I'm sending the event, notify the host himself, and returning from here. So connect host event should be triggered on the front end side. That is not getting triggered. CLG connect host event sent or triggered, anything. Let me restart it, and hopefully I should be getting the same bug, same error. That's what I was waiting for. And connect host event sent. Okay, if it is actually sent, let me just log the value here below it. I'm gonna be CLG checking the WebSocket as well. WebSocket is gonna be equals to this WS. Sometimes I wait for the errors. Thankfully I got that. Okay. Oh, WebSocket is undefined. Congratulations. Why? WebSocket is undefined. Because I'm saving the WebSocket after the authentication. How about this, that the thing is that right now what is happening, server.ts, this WebSocket connection is actually being saved over here, and because of that thing I'm getting the error. And first of all, user needs to be authenticated, whether that is the right user or not, then only this will happen. And if I just directly do it at the top, it's still gonna be problematic, because by that time session will not be present. So what would be the best way to authenticate? I will check that thing later. But as for right now, let me just simply get it done here itself. So if I have the token, there's high probability that's gonna be authenticated user. By the way, that is still running at the end. And if that is not the authenticated user, then of course it is just simply returning from here. But let's see, this should ideally be resolving the issue that I've been facing. So let me stop it, start it again, and this time WebSocket connection should not be undefined. Connected. Yeah, we are getting the WebSocket connection. So this authentication has been the problem all the way. Okay, coming back to this one, here I'm in the meeting. What was I actually trying to do? it's time to test everything. So I was simply checking this particular. Let me delete everything first of all. Delete 6 documents. Done. The meetings information, let me not delete that. There are many meetings, let them be here. Coming back to this, restart it, and this time it should be done the right way. So here there's one user, let me keep it on the left. Let me ask this user to join the meeting. Got the request, let me allow all. Both have been allowed. I can, okay, the WebRTC connection is established as well. And the next thing is that once they are in the meeting, so few more 7 are there. 2 people have recently joined the meeting. Their info must have been saved if I'm not wrong, but let's see. Once this is done, time to send the messages. So 1 2 3, let's see, chats, refresh. So I have the messages, let me send the files. The files got sent, and as all these things have done, now let me end the meeting. Let the host end the meeting. Once host ends the meeting, I'm getting this leave option. Let me leave as well. By the way, this is a bug that I have to fix. If I refresh it, all the chats are gone. Meetings should be here, so good to have the meetings, and the images should be deleted. Am I getting the well, I will not be getting that. Let me go to the AWS, close. And how about the images? Are they getting deleted from here or not? Why is this reloading, loading? Yeah, the images are also getting deleted. So this thing is working fine. The images are getting deleted automatically. And that's one issue, that after clicking on end, the user has to click on leave meeting. So the host has to click on the leave meeting. So whenever host ends the meeting, actually, so whenever host ends the meeting, अब जाऊँ तो किधर, इधर, yeah, so dashboard, I have to call it here at the top. Whenever the meeting ends, remove chats and files. That's okay, we are doing that. This got done. We are resetting everything. But when are we redirecting the user? So handle end meeting. The user is not quite getting redirected. That is something we have to do anyhow. So would be better if I just simply redirect the user to the dashboard from here, just like this, instead of waiting for the event. Instead of waiting for a close connection event. So if I go to the signaling.ts, leave signaling.ts here. So whenever the connection closes, at that time I'm actually redirecting the users directly. So whenever I'm ending the meeting, so what is causing this? Just a minute, missing something, not missing something actually. Whenever I'm ending the meeting, an event is triggered to the front end side. What is the name of that event? For all the users actually. So because if I come back to this on close, cancel it bro. So at that time I'm just simply saving the meeting history, nothing else. So whenever on close happens, meeting history gets saved. And when I get the event message, handle normal server process, so there must be an event called handle end meeting, and here I'm redirecting the user. Okay, so whenever I'm ending the meeting, at that time I'm doing this. If socket connection gets closed, Do I have to save it in the database, the meeting? Not really, only when the meeting is ended. But if the user is not connected, that will be problematic thing. So yeah, if socket connection is getting closed, then your meeting info will be saved, that's right. And this particular thing, so whenever I end the meeting, at that time everybody is going to be informed except one person, that is the host. By the way, I'm directly redirecting the host from here. So let's see if it works this time. By the way, in the meeting, copy, paste, enter, and allow. They're in the meeting. Everything's sort of working. If the host ends the meeting, probably I need to restart it. Restart it. Great. Let me restart the meeting and leave. This thing, I'm redirecting the host to the dashboard page as well when I'm ending the meeting. So this is not working. Why? I got the connection, I even sent this, I redirected and then reset everything. So once redirected, it should ideally be working. One more thing, the another thing is that it should be working, bro. Leave. Even leave does not work this time. Why? Because there are still some users here. What? So there is current participant, there are no other participants. So if I click on the leave meeting, so why is it not even redirecting me? So even when I'm clicking on the leave meeting, it is not redirecting me because I'm calling this handle meeting. But if that is the okay, handle meeting. Okay, what is causing this? Let me do it like this and let me click on leave. Well, it works. That simply means whenever I'm handling this, so at that time I'm redirecting the user here. I'm redirecting the user 2 times. Handle in the meeting, because the user is ultimately getting redirected here as well. And if it is actually getting called, then I have to just simply return from here. Otherwise I have to reset everything. Because this resetting thing is definitely happening here too. So what is the use of doing it again and again? And let's see. It works in 2 steps. So whenever I end the meeting, whenever I call this directly, at that time I'm not redirected. This does not work. This user router comes from this navigation. Why this does not work? The question is this. Whenever I'm clicking on handle end meeting, I'm going through this much redirecting. If I just simply comment this part, it works directly. So in that case, is this the problem? That is also not the problem. So this is the problem. Reset meeting media and reset chat. So let me check them one by one. Be better. Reset meeting. So if I end this, reset meeting is the problem. Just a minute, give me a moment. So why am I facing the issue? Because of this reset meeting. Let me end this. It is getting ended. Reset meeting. What am I doing while resetting the meeting? What am I doing while resetting the meeting? Yeah, we are setting everything to null, doing this. So whenever the meeting is reset, okay, so what is the issue here? Is it like there's a user sort of the current participant should actually be null here in this particular case, that is has these values, that is the problem. Alright, instead of passing the values here, it would be better if I just simply make it null. Then I will get the issues. What are those issues? Probably I will be able to resolve them. The thing is that if I do it, then the page re-renders twice, because in React it definitely happens, but the number of re-renders are not the same. So some way or the other I will have to fix this. By the way, if I'm actually making it, so let's work on this. If I can fix this, state the current participant can actually be null as well. When the current participant can actually be null, inside signaling.ts, now the question is, if the current participant can actually be null, so how will you be making sure that this does have the value? By making sure that if not, probably not here, wherever it is needed, so in here only, if not current participant, return, just like this. So this thing is done, but I'm definitely gonna be facing a lot of issues because of just one change that I have made here. Let me just simply run it and see what issues I'm facing, and on the basis of that thing I will be just simply making the changes. npm run dev, it will definitely be giving me the error, and the error let's go to the home page first. Sign in. It is not giving me the error. Wow, literally. Okay, the last time I was working on this, I was getting re-rendering error. Okay, this time Probably something got changed. Never mind. I was expecting an error, then I didn't get that. So good. And now, when it comes to this, oh, I still have the current participant. So whenever I'm ending the meeting, the current participant is not being set to null. Why? Each list in a, what is the page number? Each list in a, each child in a list should have a unique prop. This one. So probably here I'm not passing that key. That simply means let's go to the dashboard page. Page.tsx. I have recent meetings, and just in here, key is gonna be equals to meeting ID cannot be the same. So let me just simply have index over here, and I'll make sure that I'm gonna be getting the index as well. So this is how it's gonna be going on. And the another thing is that creating this, ending this, and coming back. Why? Because current participant is not being set to null, and if there is the value of the current participant, I will be redirected to the meeting. But yeah, these are different instances I have. Create next step. The value of the current participant is not being set to null when I'm ending the meeting. Okay. Okay. Whenever I'm ending the meeting, redirected to this. Not doing this, this will throw the error. I knew it. Congratulations. Time to fix it anyhow, because if I do not fix it, we'll keep struggling with the error. Render fewer hooks than expected. This may be caused by an accidental early return statement. The thing is simple. When it got re-rendered for the first time, there were many hooks. Fewer hooks than expected. This may be caused blah blah blah. React has detected change in order of the hooks called video grid. So this is happening inside video grid. This will lead to bugs. Okay, so let me go to video grids. The question is, this is merely for the video grid. Will it work for the home page? Can I go to the sign in page? Home dashboard page. It is working. Let's click on this. If I end the meeting, so fewer, okay, fewer hooks are getting rendered. Video section, video grid. This not this one, this one. This is where the main problem is coming from. So it is mainly because this particular hook if condition that I'm using. But if I don't use this, because what happens that if there is no current participant, this will not be re-rendered, and if this doesn't get re-rendered, then React will think that okay, something is missing. So I have to avoid it, but there is a problem. If I avoid this, so I have to have it just for these. So it can be fixed. I have the current participant, right? And if I have the current participant, only then current participant, otherwise null. Only then otherwise mic on is gonna be false, and camera on is gonna be false. How about this? At least this error is gone. Anything else? Let's see. More errors. Cannot read the properties of null, removes child. line number, what? Don't have any line number. Only ending meeting is the problem. Creating meeting is not. React DOM development. Here we are. If I create a meeting, select elements must be either control or uncontrolled. Specify the value prop or default value prop, but not both. Deciding between control or uncontrolled, select element, remove props, more info. It is not giving me the page number. Chat input container. Line number 130. Okay, this is not a main problem right now, at least. Let me try to end the meeting. Not able to. Cannot read the properties of null. Like initially it doesn't throw the error. That simply means if I click on it once, well, many problems actually. React has detected change in the order of hooks called by chat panel. Chat panel. Here I come. Let's go to the chat panel. I know that is mainly because of the current participant value, so I will fix it. Panels, chat panel. So I should be using, yeah, definitely as expected. But in that case, then the meeting ID is not gonna be there. So I'll make sure that it does exist. As simple as that. At least for now. Alrighty, let me create a new meeting. No errors. Coming back to this here. Reload the page. First of all, this is done. And end the meeting. No errors, but did not work. Why? Because the current participant is null. The second time it throws the error. Cannot read the properties of null. So in the first go it should be working if it throws the error in the first go. So let's check this thing out right now. Not really getting the errors, but the thing is that end meeting. Whenever I click on this, I am redirecting the user after sending the WebSocket and all. Probably I need to do it at the top. Here. Yeah, we are. Cannot read the properties of null meeting ID. Chat panel, this. Line number 15. So the meeting ID that I'm getting, that is actually null. Okay, let me do one thing. Chat panel, I have this meeting ID. Where am I using this? I'm using this inside this, right? So whatever is running here, if I have the meeting ID, only then it should run. Happy go lucky person. First of all, let me do it. The second time I'm gonna be getting this for sure. So cancel not being redirected as well. I have to go with this way only. If I choose the another way, I'm gonna be getting other errors. This is the the simplest way, but I have to fix this error. Okay, new errors. Cannot read the properties of null reading meeting ID chat panel. WebSocket connection closed, cannot read the properties of meeting ID. It is unable to read the properties of meeting ID. That simply means it is null. In that case, let me do one thing. By default, I'm gonna be setting it to null. So definitely current participant can be null, but the thing is that I cannot really check it here that whether its value is null or not. This is the problem. The current participant can actually be null. There's no problem with that as such. Cut. Do it inside this. If not current participant, return. As simple as that. If I have the current participant, let me do my job. Simple. Reload it. Meeting ID is not defined. Line number 31. Great. Meeting ID not defined. Fine. So it is going to be dependent on the current participant. Is that fine? And if cancel, reload this. Now if I click on the end meeting, new errors. Great job. Rendered hooks more than rendered more hooks than expected inside which way chat input container. I knew that this error I'm gonna be facing. One thing I changed, that is setting the value of the current participant to null, and I will have to change it everywhere. But okay, chat participant. I know what the problem is. Chat participant. Input. Chat input. I think this is where I was facing the issue. Chat input container. Chat input container. What is the problem here? The problem is this check that I have here. Because of this check, if I have any use effect, I must have one. Well, I don't have any, but okay. But because of that use effect, I get the error. Where am I getting the error? Because of the changes. Well, I am definitely getting the error, but where? Okay, here. So wherever I'm using this, I'm gonna be checking this. So when this return, and even before this thing uploading and all, if I don't have a current participant, I'm gonna be returning from here. So no error as such. I'm back again. यार क्या दिक्कत है? I was redirected to the dashboard page, then I'm redirected back to the meeting. Let me see. I still have the value of the participant. Yeah, it's not being set to null. That is the problem. So when I actually click on ended, for a while the value became this and came back. Why am I being redirected again? Leave is not causing that issue, but end meeting is definitely back to the meeting. What am I doing? End meeting. Here we have this end meeting model. Once we are inside this, handle leave is working well. End meeting redirecting to the dashboard directly, but then resetting the meeting info. Let's see. Come back. The value is being set somehow. That simply means even after being redirected to the dashboard, I'm not being redirected again now. I'm going to the dashboard, but I'm sent to this page again. Somewhere or the other I have this meeting redirection related thing. In the dashboard page, let me go to the dashboard page now. क्या बात है what else am I supposed to be doing now? So I have this dashboard page right now, and join meeting and recent meetings. Inside join meeting I don't have any use effect, and inside recent meetings I have a use effect that depends on the user information. User is what? Session.user. Fetching the meeting HTML, that's fine. So the question is, why am I being redirected, and where all am I using use effect? Somewhere I'm using use effect. No. What can be causing this behavior? Because if I keep checking the file, I will keep checking it and nothing will make sense. So I'd better know this thing. So I have opened so many things, but I'm myself not able to find the right thing. अरे आजा भाई. Here we are. So what do we have to do? Let me do this and see. It still does not work. Wow, that means these states are not the issues. So in that case, this message. Okay, so this message is the issue. Why is this message is the issue? By the way, I'm learning a lot how to debug your code, how to know what kind of thing is causing the issue. This is the problem. This sending message, otherwise everything else is gonna be working great. But if I don't send the message, I just have to make sure that the host is not gonna be notified again. By the way, I will fix it. It works right without that? Yeah. What is the problem here? The problem is this. And this is not the problem. Doing this is not the problem. The problem is that host is sending this message end meeting. The message goes to the backend WebSocket server. A WebSocket server is here. So the message comes to the WebSocket server source server.ts. The message comes here. That is a normal server process. The event is handle end meeting. From here, what am I doing? From here, I am getting all the participants and I am sending the message back to them. So normal server process end meeting, setting the payload to null, but everybody is getting informed, including the host. So when the host is again being informed, so if I go to this front end side lib signaling.ts, I'm gonna be getting the message here, handle normal server process. That's gonna be end the meeting, and here I'm redirecting. This redirecting is okay for whom? It is okay for other participants, not for myself. So I don't wanna get the event, and because of this thing I'm getting the error. So if I just simply do this thing, because there are no participants, I'm the only one checking for myself. So going back to the end meeting, and even if I enable this is already enabled. Let me go here, let me start a meeting, let me end the meeting, and here we are. So that I am being redirected 2 times because of that event, and that is what I have to stop. And otherwise I can do one thing, that if I'm actually being redirected, so I'm not gonna be redirecting myself here, rather I will automatically be redirected. That will also work, that should also work. So handle meeting, signaling this handle meeting. I'm gonna be that. Let's see whether it works here or not. So this, it does work too. So when I'm ending the meeting, I'm sending the event on the basis of that particular event. I'm redirecting the users to the dashboard page. What I have to do for the host, I'm directly gonna be redirecting the host if the user, the person who's ending, and this particular event should be triggered on other people's side. That's gonna be a better approach. So I can go to my server, WebSocket server, process handler, handle meeting, and here what am I doing? If not the participant, you cannot end the meeting. If not the host, you cannot end the meeting. Meeting ID got everything. Meeting participants, what I have to do, that for each loop, that will be problematic. I cannot skip. So I can return. So if the participants that I'm getting, if participant p dot id, if that's triple equals to participant dot id, in that case I have to return. Why? Because that is the host, bro. If the host is also actually the part of this. So if the p dot id is gonna be equals to participant dot id, that simply means that is the host. We do not have to emit the event for the host. Participant id, connection id, got everything. Just simply sending the response. This should be working. Alrighty. So redirecting other users from here and redirecting the host directly from end meeting. अब end meeting किधर है? I don't know. So अरे भाई. So let me find end meeting and let me redirect the user directly from here, and that is it. This should be working. Ended. Okay, why? Because I haven't restarted the server. My logic is right, don't worry. I haven't just simply restarted the server. That is the main issue. Once it's done, let me end the meeting. Yeah, it's working. Great job. What is the next thing? The next thing is that checking it in action. Let me restart everything from scratch. Create a new meeting, bro. These are the meetings, by the way, for others. Like this person joined these many times, this person joined these many times. That's okay. They are the histories. Let me ask this participant to join this meeting. I'll actually have to allow from here. So let me allow all. They are in the meeting. If I refresh the page, I should be joined the meeting. I should be joined in the meeting automatically. That is happening. If the host, this person Raj is the host. If Raj reloads the page, Raj will be back in the meeting again. Congratulations, Raj. We have fixed this. What is the next thing? If this participant leaves the meeting, nothing should happen. Vipendra left the meeting. Meeting is still on. There's only Raj right now. That's another case. Let me ask that participant to join the meeting again. Here he is now again back. Allow all. So this thing is done. If host ends the meeting, if host leaves the meeting, let's see. So when host leaves the meeting, what should happen? Vipendra should become the host, because that's how our logic is written. Let me leave. Vipendra became the host directly. We still have a host in our meeting. Let me ask that participant join the meeting again. Great. Allow from here. Working. WebSocket connection. Everything is working the way we want. Okay. What am I gonna be doing now? Let me end the meeting. So if I click on this, I have leave option. If the host leaves, another participant will become the host. If host ends the meeting, it should be ended for all. Congratulations. And if you just refresh the page, you are gonna be getting your meeting history. Are we getting our meeting history? 50 seconds. I have to work on this particular part, VIP meeting, like giving the name for that. And 2 seconds, 50 seconds. I'm not sure whether the meeting history is actually being saved. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so let me do one thing. New. Done. Allow. Come on, yaar. How many times will I sneeze? Okay, let him end the meeting. Ended. And reload the page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this is the current history. But why am I getting 50 seconds over here? It is being calculated right for this user. 50 seconds. But this is not being calculated right for this user. So when the host starts the meeting, at that time, for the host it is always 2 seconds. Why, bro? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 5, 6, 7. Counting the seconds right now. Let me end the meeting. 2 seconds. For the host it is always 2 seconds. Wow. For other participants, now this is again a problem. Don't know how many bugs I have in this code, particular project, but slowly they are getting resolved. So for the host, page.tsx, save meeting history. I'm saving the meeting history over here. Start time, new dot date, and when the host ends the meeting. Okay. I know it. What is the problem? The problem is this, that on the server side, क्या बात है? The problem is that host is not getting notified. Server is never getting closed for the host. Host server always remains. That is the problem. WebSocket server side, source server.ts. What is actually happening here? That whenever I end the meeting, so normal server process handle end meeting on the server side, of course. If that is a host, what am I doing? I am stopping it right here. That simply means it is not, host will not receive the event. If host doesn't receive the event, how will the host connection will be removed? So in that case, let me remove the connection here as well. Return from here, but definitely I need to remove the connection too. Just like this. If you are the host, then congratulations. Block issue is used before its declaration. It is used before its declaration. p.id. Okay, so this particular thing is done. So first of all, I'm removing the connection, and then I'm not closing the connection over here, because once they are redirected, the connection will automatically be closed. When the connection actually is getting closed here, server.ts on close, event getting the left participant, gonna be informing others, and done. One more thing, we have to render a message. That's gonna be a to do message for host ended the meeting, because whenever the host is ending the meeting, others are saying that okay, host left or something, so they should be seeing the right message. So probably here that's what I want to do, add host render host ended the meeting message as well, and this thing we'll be doing later. For now the problem is this, that when the host ends the meeting, host is directly redirected, and as the host is redirected, there is no meeting save. When am I saving the meeting info? I'm saving the meeting info when okay, coming back to this lib signaling.ts, I'm saving the meeting info when the WebSocket connection closes, right? At that time I'm saving the meeting info. The thing is that this is working for others. Why? WebSocket connection closed. If I close the WebSocket connection on the server side, they will not be informed, so I have to avoid this. And when they are redirecting, let's see whether it works now or not. Here we are. Raj is here. Hopefully it should be around 5 to 6 seconds by now. If I just simply end, it is still 2 seconds. So this is something we have to resolve. And what could be the problem? Why is it working for others? Let me close this. Coming back to this one. WebSocket connection established. End the meeting. WebSocket connection closed. So WebSocket connection for this particular user is definitely getting closed. 9 seconds. So I'm getting the history for this. Could be this that I was getting the history back then as well. 1 2 3 4 5 6 blah blah blah, anything. I hope it should be around few seconds. This is the last meeting that I have, below 9 seconds. 8 seconds. So the meeting is not getting sorted, and because of that thing it is being shown at last. That is the only problem. The timing is working the right way. Okay, that's one thing, that if the user is actually getting redirected from here to there, so at that time I'm informing others, and then I'm just simply closing the WebSocket connection, right? So when others are actually informed about what, let me see, if someone leaves the meeting, others are informed, that's it. So if someone got redirected to the dashboard page, then the request goes to the server.ts, or the connection gets closed, so this particular event gets triggered. And when this event gets triggered, not requesting to join the meeting, not really, this particular event is sent to others. Inform others about left participant. At the time this does work, and others are informed about the left participant. And we are just simply informing others, we are not informing the left participant, right? So somehow when we are redirecting the user, yeah, this is definitely supposed to be happening. So whenever the user is actually redirected, the WebSocket connection closes, and when the WebSocket connection closes on the front end side, on close event gets triggered, and whenever this particular event gets triggered, the information is saved. So yeah, this is sort of right. This should be triggered on the front end side as well. Makes sense. So this particular thing is done. Now I have to check whether the meeting history is getting saved the right way or not. So for that thing, let me do one thing. Meetings. Hopefully it should be working fine. Delete all the documents. Refresh the page. Done. And let me give it a try. Reload it. No meetings. As for the UI, I will be making it better. What I will be making, I don't care about the UI at all. It takes a lot of time, bro. Probably I'm gonna be learning it well. Mainly, if you want to make the good UIs, you need to be good at pre-designing it. Like you will have to design it on Figma and all. Directly, it's not gonna make any sense. So I'll have to learn about Figma and reload the page to see. Let me reload it. 17 seconds. Yeah, it does work. Congratulations, we have done it already. What is the next thing? Few to-dos were here. To-do.md. When the user sends a request to join, yeah, this is something we have to do. Add is host to the meeting. Yeah, this is also we have to do. Render host ended meeting. This is also we have to do. Add meeting timer. Add as many features. Work on the deployment part. Check the expiry for the login session. Better Auth. Okay. These are the to-dos that we still have to work on. We resolved a lot of bugs today. We actually rewrote a lot of logic. So that's really a good thing. Now as far as adding these features, we are going to be working on these things tomorrow. How long has it been? It's been 1 hour 47 minutes. Well, I was supposed to be here for 2 hours. So let's simply work on this. When the user sends a request to join meeting, show a page that shows that okay, let me see how Google Meet does this, because I have to just simply go with the same way. हो जा भाई Google Meet and network issue, no network issues at all. Gonna be following the same structure, creating a new meeting, instant meeting, and done. Let me copy. And paste it here. So first of all, we should be getting this page. As for the meeting title, doesn't really matter. You can directly remove it, or you can always keep it Google Meet. Yeah, that would be better. As for right now, I'm gonna be going with this. This option should be here, but okay, let's not worry about this. And this does not work directly, so in that case, let me come here. The thing that we have to focus on, that is, let me paste the link here on the Brave browser, and well, same user, in that case I don't have any ID saved here if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I'll have to sign in first of all. Name can be anything, asked to join. Okay, that's great. A random user can actually join the meeting. So when I please wait until the meeting host brings you, if the meeting host actually denies, someone in the call denied your request. Okay, in that case I should be redirected to the home page, a dashboard page. So that's how our logic is. So in our case, what happens? Let's see. So in our case, this is the meeting. The meeting is created. Incognito mode. And let me paste it here. Here we are. What is the problem? I'll actually have to sign in. raj@gmail.com, password 1234, sign in. He's gonna be in the meeting, gonna be joining the same meeting. So let me send. क्या हुआ भाई, दिक्कत क्या है? Oh, this is hanging right now. I can't even do. Okay, that's closed. Great. Let me create the meeting here. Allow. And let me paste it here. The user is here. Let me allow from. Okay. Instead of allowing, how about denying? The host is back. Okay, great. It is working. Nothing could be better than this. So that's what we wanted. So this particular feature is already done, so not. I can do one thing, and that is what? I can render a message here on the screen. That can be done. So yeah, rendering a message is actually a better option. So this is actually gonna be a to do. First of all, let me render a message on the screen. Okay, so this thing is done, and is host meeting info. This thing, yeah, this is something we have to work on. So okay, I will be working on this. Let's simply work on this particular feature. Render a message. What was the message on Google Meet? How can I check it really quickly? For checking the message on the Google Meet, what was that? I forgotten the message that Google Meet showed. Start an instant meeting. Copy, and let me paste it here. And arey bhai, other page, got it. Join here. I was in the meeting 2 times. That was crazy. Never mind. Let me open Brave. Not Brave actually. What is this? Firefox. Let me join from here. Name can be anything. The thing is that if your camera is not on, you cannot even join the meeting. Allow. Ask to join. Yeah. So this is. Please wait until a meeting host brings you into the call. So this is the message. Please this is the message. Please wait until a meeting host brings you in to the call. So this is the message we have to just simply show, and yeah, there's gonna be loader, and this is how we are gonna be going at. So let me end this. Let me close this. This is the thing that we have to focus on next, and end the meeting. End ho ja bhai. Done. Okay, so whenever I go to the meeting page, got it. Fine. Let me work on this. Apps, web, and what? App, meeting. This is the meeting page, main page. Over here I have the video section panel. These are the panels that I have. I have a paragraph and the same message, copy paste. What was the message? This was the message. I even have a loader over there. Paste it here. Probably have a loader here as well. So loader, that's actually gonna be coming from React side. Let me keep it inside probably let me make it a div. Once it is a div, let me get rid of this. This particular thing needs to be wrapped inside a div, just like this. So I'm gonna be having things like these, and I'm gonna be making it absolute. Once it is absolute, class name, relative, it is gonna be absolute. it is gonna be relative, it is gonna be okay, height screen, width screen, and text is gonna be flex, items are gonna be center, justify is gonna be center, and text is gonna be extra large. That is it as for this loader. Class name spin, animate spin. Let's see. Create the meeting. दिखना तो चाहिए था. Well, not, no, it should be visible all the time. Hey? That is definitely here. That is why I'm not able to click any buttons. But if that is here, then the text white. Text is gonna be white. Okay, DG red 300. So here it is. Z index is gonna be 10. Here we are. Let me get rid of this. Alrighty. So this is how it's gonna be looking like. Gonna be getting some more. Let me give it some more style. Gap is actually gonna be around 5, 3. Text should be 2XL, probably 3XL. That looks great, and that is it. By the way, this needs to be rendered conditionally. So what is the condition for rendering this? I'm gonna be hiding it conditionally. So how am I gonna be hiding it? I'm gonna be using this CN from shared CN for just simply combining the styles. This thing is done. What is gonna be the condition over here? The condition for it is going to be this is the current participant. If current participant is not the part of other, whenever there are two things. The first thing is the main host, the second thing is the normal user. I have to handle both the cases. So what is happening whenever the user sends a request, so at that time what all I'll have here, I will have current participant. So at that time I have the user information here, and apart from the user information I'm setting the value of the current participant. So I have the current participant. The value of the current participant is still false over here. Based on this I cannot check whether that is the host or not. So this is going to be problematic. And but by the time the other user joins, so for that user there are gonna be no other participants, because only when the user is joined I'm informing the user about the other participants. Okay, so in that case there's only one thing, that is the current participant info that it has. And if there are no other participants, if I am having this condition, it will be applied for the host as well. Problem hai. What is the problem? The problem is this. As per the logic, the thing is that what our logic says, when user joins, when the host joins, I just have the host information, but host value is still false. When the host is actually joined the meeting, then I know whether that is the host or not. So I don't have to no message, I don't have to show any message. But when a participant joins, any participants, I have to show the message. And in both the cases I have only the value of the current participant. Both the times I just only know that this is the participant who wants to join the meeting, that's it. So this is the problem. I just know my current participant, and in that current participant is host is false by default. So whenever a user tries to join a meeting, so what could be the way here? Suppose a participant, a person comes, that person is joining the meeting. Somehow that person should know whether that has joined the meeting and all. But for the host and for this person, the message should be different. Both are the people only. Host is also a person. This normal person is also a person. When host joins the meeting, it just gets joined directly. When this person joins, so this person sends a message. Got it. It can be done. So a message, when this person joins, asks to connect event, gets sent to the backend, and then what happens, that host is notified that this particular person wants to join the meeting. What do we have to do? Notify the person as well. Why? So that we can render the message. How about this? When I'm notifying the host that okay, this person wants to join the meeting, then host will get the allow option and all. Now I have to find a condition, and this could be the one, like I'm gonna be notifying that person that you are not allowed yet, let the host allow you, till then this message is gonna be there. Okay, this is gonna be an event, right? So in that case I need to have one more property, that is joined. Do I have this property inside the meeting? Store meeting.ts. I have is host, not really this one, is active open model, this joining. I don't have one thing, that is joined. So the current participant that I have, whether that particular participant has joined or not. So inside the current participant, the value of is joined is gonna be false by default. By the way, this is gonna be the what is this? Why even I have this value here? By default there shouldn't be any value, so I'd better set it to null. This should also be fine. By default it should not have any value. Okay, that's what I want. Now the question is, whenever the participant joins, even if that is a host, it is going to be applied for the host as well. So when host joins the meeting, so is host and is joined, that's gonna be false. This is again a type, so I need to come here and use meeting. I have to add the type over here. So in the participant, there's gonna be one more type, that's gonna be is joined meeting, has joined meeting, and that's gonna be boolean has joined meeting is boolean, that's gonna be false. Okay, come back here. So I have added the value. Coming back to this one, this should actually be has joined meeting. By default it is false. Now I have to make it true. I have to make it true for the host end. Yeah, that's right. So I have to make it true for both of them. Okay, so when it gets done, I'm sending a request to the WebSocket, and the request goes there. I'm informing the host, if that is the host, if that is the current user. So inside signaling.ts, I'm gonna be getting a message on message. That's gonna be normal server process. Handle connect host, this is the event that I will be getting. And here what am I doing? Mic on, if that is the host, camera on false, hand raise this. Has joined the meeting, that's gonna be true now. As simple as that. Because if I am getting handle connect host, that simply means the host has joined the meeting. So this way I'm not having to change the states and all. So this thing we have done. The another thing is that for other participants, and this should be quite quick. Hence, if I have the value of has joined, and if that is actually a host, then I don't have to render that, otherwise I have to render that. Good condition. What is the next thing? For other participants who are actually trying to join the meeting and they are not the host, so host will actually allow them. When host allows them, by default it's gonna be false, right? And as soon as host allows them, then a message will be triggered. So what is that message? Handle request to join. The host will allow, and once they are allowed, I'm gonna be informing others about them and informing them about others. So this particular thing over here, handle inform others about a new participant. So when I'm actually informing others about a new participant, so the participant is host, has joined the meeting, should also be there. So from the backend side, I'm gonna be sending this value with that, or probably I can even add it here. So has joined the meeting. Well, let me make it compulsory in the sense, sorry, optional, that this value may be there, this value may not be there, because when I'm sending the message from the backend side, it is definitely not gonna be there. So has joined the meeting, and this is gonna be true now, because when I'm actually informing others about that particular participant, that participant has definitely joined the meeting. And okay, and then a handle inform new participant about others. When I'm actually informing the new participant about others, so newly joined participant has joined meeting, that's gonna be true here. And when I'm actually informing others about that, so has joined the meeting, that's gonna be true as well. By the way, this is not necessary, but okay, if I'm adding it, so let me add. Done. Now the condition process handler, let me go back to the main page. This is the one. Over here I have to render this conditionally. So what is that condition going to be? The condition but that's gonna be a problem on the host side. Let me add this here. If has joined the meeting, hide this. So if current participant, of course, do I have that here? I would definitely have. So current I don't have that. So setting the value of the current participant over here. As soon as the value of the current participant is set, at that time I'm gonna be getting the value over here. So in that case, let me do one thing. Probably here I need to get it current participant, that's gonna be equals to what? Use meeting state dot current participant. I got the value of the current participant. Once I have the value of the current participant, in that case, if current participant dot has joined meeting is true, only in that case it should be hidden, otherwise it should not be hidden. Let's see. Great. The message should ideally be visible after a few seconds. So that by that time host has joined them. This is gonna be just a trick. I'm gonna be delaying this for a while so that I don't see that message directly. So after a few seconds, maybe after a second or a few milliseconds, const render is render message, set render message, render permission message, set render. This is just a trick. There could be a better way to write it, but this is definitely gonna be working, so I'm gonna be going with this for now. Maybe later I'm gonna be going with the better one. So render message is gonna be false by default, and when I have actually set the participant, so if render permission message this is true, then only it should be visible. If current participant and render permission message, if these two conditions are true, then only I'm gonna be hiding it. By default it's this is false. Render false. If this is false, if it is already false, it should be true, then only it should be hidden. Okay, opposite of it. If not render permission is false right now. If it is false, then come on, yeah, the logic. Render permission message. If it is true, I should be rendering this. If it is false, I should not be rendering this. Right now it is false, so it is not gonna be, it should be hidden. So if not render permission message, then it should be hidden, otherwise it should not be hidden. Okay, this is how it's gonna be going on. Let me end this. Let me join the meeting again. So it's gonna be sort of like this. Comes and goes really fast. In that case, what could be the better way here, yeah? Better way, that render it directly based on the condition, otherwise do not render this. What I mean here, that let me remove this whole thing, the whole design stuff that you have. This whole thing that you have, it's gonna be rendered conditionally. So if not render message, sorry, if render message that is true, render permission message, and current participant dot has joined meeting, only in that case I have to cut it from here, I have to paste it over here. This is gonna be happening. Reload the page. So this is not visible right now directly. Great. And what is the next thing? The next thing is that whenever render permission, I don't even need this. No, I need it. Current participant has joined, because if I remove it, by default it's gonna be there. Yeah, so anyhow I need to have it here. The question is render permission model, when this should be true. So current participant has joined. If the current participant has joined, if not joined, sorry, if the current participant hasn't joined the meeting, then I'm gonna be rendering this. Anyway, this is gonna be like this. And if I just simply remove this, so let me reload the page. Please wait. Yeah, so that's what I didn't want, and that is why I need to have this particular message here, render message. I have to render it after 500 milliseconds. So use effect, this will be running. Set timeout, and here what I have to do, set render permission message, that's gonna be true, after 500 milliseconds. Even less than that, that doesn't really matter, but this is how I'm gonna be going ahead. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Now if other participant tries to join the meeting, let's see what's gonna be happening. So if someone else tries to join the meeting, copy the link, paste the link. Here we are, as expected. Please wait until a host meeting, blah 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 blah. Oh, let me allow. इसको तो हटा. Please wait until you. I have written unit. Learning physics over here, right? तो भाई this should be until. And the second thing is that whenever the value of current participant changes, at that time it should be re-rendering. So if I have the value of the current participant, it has already joined the meeting, so permission still, this is always gonna be true, and then current participant has joined the meeting, true, and that will become false, and it has become false. So false 2, this should be not visible, but it is visible. If I reload the page, still like that. So please wait until meeting host brings you into the call. First of all, the message, literally so many years, brings you. This person had joined the meeting. Why am I getting this? First of all, by default it will be this, then after 500 milliseconds it will be true. So when this is true, so this is already true. Current participant has joined meeting. So the current participant that I'm actually setting, do I have the value of this has joined meeting? Let me see, do I have the value? Probably I will not see it here, so let me make it the host actually. Let me end the meeting first of all. Already meeting is ended. This, I'm not changing the states. Okay. Many bugs are there, literally. This is fine so far. Now as the person has joined the meeting, why am I still getting this message? Let me check the state. Redux. Has joined meeting is still false. That is why I'm getting this. So this has joined meeting is not changing. The current participant state is not changing. Okay. When do I have to change this state? Has joined meeting. I'm doing it for others, but I'm not doing for the participant itself. Great. So am I triggering some kind of event whenever the participant has joined? And the thing is right. What is the name of that event? Name of that event. Handle connect host. That is definitely a request to join. Whenever the host allows, that participant is informed about others. Inform new participant. When I'm actually informing the new participant, set other participant, set newly joined participant. Set newly joined participants. I'm setting them. Set newly joined participant. I'm not changing the state of the current participant, and that is what I have to do. So one more thing that I have to do here. So whenever I'm informing the new participant about others, this state needs to be changed. So whatever information I have here, I'm gonna be setting the participant simple as that. Let me see. So const set current participant one more time here. Use meeting. Get state. Set current. I have to update the info of the current participant. This is gonna be the simplest way. So what I'm gonna be doing, set current participant, newly joined participant. And here you go. This works. That's what I wanted. Alrighty, let me see it in action whether it actually works. Please wait. Arre bhai. Okay, one more thing. I need to have an event. So main page.css, and this is the thing. This I'll have one more use effect that will be depending on the value of the current participant. So use effect that's actually gonna be dependent on the value of the current participant. Current participant, I have it here, right? So here what I'm gonna be doing, if current participant dot has joined the meeting, in that case set render message, that's actually gonna be false. Yeah, allowed. Who's the host? This is the host. End the meeting. End the meeting. Yeah, it is working now finally. Whew, such a good thing. Create a meeting. Here we are. Please wait until a meeting host allows you in the call and all. Let me allow from here. Here we are in the meeting right now. Let me turn on the camera and all. The camera is on by default. इसको क्यों on कर रहा मैं? So whenever I'm setting the participant this time, I'm setting the participant signaling.ts, handle normal server process, handle connect not connect host. this particular thing has joined meeting. Baki remaining things are false by default. Camera true, why? Participant, this is gonna be for others, so that's gonna be problematic. In that case, whenever I'm setting the participant, inform others, not this one, inform new participant about others. So when I'm setting the current participant, the camera of the current participant is always gonna be what? Always gonna be off. So camera on, false. Okay, let me end the meeting. Ended for both. Let me create a new one. Why am I not able to? Okay, here it is. Let me enter the link here. Let me allow from here, both of them. Didn't I see the message? I just didn't have a look at this. Sorry, I just skipped that. I wasn't focused though, so let me see. Oh, I am getting a message. I thought I didn't get the idea. Allow all. They are in the meeting right now, and right now if I turn on the camera, it's gonna be visible. Turn on the camera, it's gonna be visible. So it is working, and I can just simply end the meeting. If I leave the meeting, another person will become the host. So this person has become the host, and if this person leaves the meeting, then if this person leaves the meeting will be ended automatically. Done. If I check this thing out, I have many chats over here. Let me delete all the chats. Let me delete. This is gonna be the last check. After that, I'm gonna be just simply calling it here today. Refresh it. Okay, great job. Let me see. Whatever I have planned, chats I wanted to talk about. Sorry. Okay, I don't have any meetings. I don't have any chats. These are the two participants here. Now, why am I getting this? Okay. When this particular participant left, left the meeting, it did not work the right way. Let me do it again. There is still a bug. Leave meeting. It worked. Probably it works. Okay, here we are. Allow. Let me click on directly this. Allow all. They are in the meeting, and let me send some chats as well. Just like this. Let me send the chats from this side as well. Just like this. Let me send some photos as well. Lots of files. They are sent. Okay, that's great. Let me end the meeting. Great. Let me come back to the chats. Don't have any chats. Let me come back to the here. I have two meetings. Why two meetings? This is something I have to still fix. Okay, let me see. This user is getting, probably this user already had a meeting. No. Yeah, this is something I have to fix. Refresh the page. Oh, so the host who created the meeting, that has the meeting history, but the person who joined, that doesn't have the meeting history. So we have to fix this. This will be done tomorrow. And the another thing is that, let's check this thing out. The photos. Good thing the photos got deleted automatically. This thing, so this is also gonna be a to do. Render a message, permission done. Add is host meeting info yet to be done. Fix meeting history. It's not being saved. For the user who joins. Alrighty, by the way, these are the things that we have to focus on. You have to go far ahead, but okay, we actually made it. Slowly, it's getting production ready. Like literally a good one. There were so many bugs. Slowly, we are just simply fixing them. So it is not just so called. It is not gonna be so called just Google Meet project. It is actually gonna be a project where you can come and just simply talk to the people and all. Most of the bugs are slowly getting resolved, so nothing could be better than this. That was it for now, by the way. Now I will be catching up after 10 minutes or something. I'll be back because I have to discuss about the commands. So Linux commands actually. So if you actually have a look over here, I was learning about this virtual setup, not virtual setup. In the debug section, I was learning about the Linux, and these are the commands that I have to just simply talk about. They are the Linux command line commands. So they are actually quite advanced ones too. So gonna be discussing about all these things. Just ignore them. They are the. This is how I make my notes. Okay, but I'm gonna be talking about each and everything mentioned over here just after 8 minutes or something. 10 minutes. Let me take a break. After that, I'll be back, and then we will just talk about all the things that I have learned so far, and I'll be talking about everything that I'm gonna be learning further coming days. By the way, I'm gonna be catching up soon. Take care.